Are you ever so angry that you can't even see straight? Are you pushing your loved ones away, feeling disconnected from yourself? Have you lost complete optimism in the future? Today I'm going to explore a little bit about anger. We're going to find out what it is and what it isn't. And if you ever look or feel like this, I'm going to share some tools with you that I hope will help you heal. My name's Lee Kaufman. I work with the Marriage Recovery Center. I'm a life coach working individually with people and with couples and counseling. And I've also, for the 15 years prior, worked as a yoga teacher and a meditation teacher, using mindfulness practices to help people release emotion from their body and heal. So back to anger. Anger can be thought of as a primary emotion for sure, and that's an emotion that every human will feel from time to time in life, but it's also thought of as a secondary emotion, which is one that covers up other emotions that we're too uncomfortable to feel or feel too vulnerable to tap into at a deeper level. And how will you know the difference? Well, primary emotions tend to be stimulus response. For example, I'm driving in my car and somebody cuts in front of me, and I'm like, but it's only for a few moments. And then after a while, the feeling mitigates, I feel better, and I forget about the event even having happened later. The opposite's true of secondary emotions. They tend to come on much more slowly, and they tend to be pervasive in our bodies over time. So one way to look at this graphically is by way of what's called the anger iceberg. So if we look at the anger iceberg, what we see is that a small portion is above the water and a large portion is below the water. And for you science geeks out there, icebergs are 90% beneath the surface, more or less. And so you can see, as it relates to anger, that the emotions that you're feeling below the surface are significant, and the anger cloud on top is just simply existing there on the surface to cover things up that we don't want to feel. Well, this is a problem, first and foremost, because it pushes us away from other people and makes us feel disconnected from ourselves. But more importantly than that, I think, is the insidious nature of anger on our physical body. It's been shown scientifically that anger increases our risk of heart disease, increases our blood pressure, diminishes our immune system. And the University of Washington School of Nursing even had a groundbreaking study that showed that women in particular who experience anger a lot chronically have a much higher level of depression than others. So what do we do about this? Now that we know that anger is something that may not be a primary emotion, may be covering up other things, and may be causing us health concerns that we are aware of or may not have even been aware of. The first thing, number one, is calm the heck down. Really. It's easy for me to say, but if you're experiencing anger on a regular basis, you might not even know what it feels like to not be experiencing it. So, based on my background, getting into your body is a good way to go. So seek out a yoga class or a meditation class or a breathwork class. There's so many resources online and in your local community. You'll have no problems finding a class to teach you a little bit more about how to calm your nervous system down. Secondly, try to talk to people about what you're feeling. And it seems like putting the cart before the horse to talk about emotions that we may not even be aware of. But trust me when I say that the yoga, meditation, breath work, what they'll do is slow you down enough that you can tap into the innate knowledge and wisdom in your body, and you'll begin to feel the emotions that you've been clouding over with anger. And when you begin to feel them, it can be an incredible relief to talk to other people and share with them what it is that you're actually experiencing. And then third is try to reframe what it is that you think you're experiencing. When your relationship isn't healthy, it can feel like the only thing in your life and everything can feel wrong. But if you begin to look and see that my relationship is one piece of my life, but I have all of these other components, what's going on well there? How can I look at it positively? Maybe my spouse is making these huge strides, but it just feels like we'll never get there. So try to look at the things that are working well in your relationship, perhaps, but also in the rest of your life, and focus on those and try to generate some optimism about what will continue to happen going forward. So I ask you, if you're feeling angry all of the time, first and foremost, calm down. Take a deep breath. Find a yoga class. Once you start to settle down the anger, what you'll see is that there are secondary emotions, primary emotions really, because we've been clouding them, but once you feel them, they'll move back into the rightful place. Share that with other people. Give it a chance to express itself and to move away from your body. And then lastly, find the things for which you still have to be grateful for, optimistic about. It's the way that you're going to rewire your brain so that everything in the future is going to be that much better. Can you do this? Absolutely. I have complete faith in you. Good luck. And send in your stories of success. Thank you so much.